you know. Let me tell you next witness. That's why I don't have.
You can call Detective Corey Farrell.
Raise your right hand. Do you solemnly state the testimony you may give in the cause now pending before this court shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Thank you. Please have a seat. And for the record, say and spell your first and last name, please.
Corey Farrell, Corey Farrell.
Sir, is that microphone on?
I don't think so, Your Honor.
There's a switch you have. Somewhere on the microphone.
Sorry about that.
It's not you.
Thank you. Sir, can you tell us, what is your occupation and assignment?
I'm a police detective for the City of Los Angeles, and I'm currently assigned to Robbery Homicide Division
How many years have you been employed by the LAPD?
for 26 years,
And how many years have you been assigned to the Robbery Homicide Division?
about 10 years.
And do you work alone or with a partner?
I work with a partner.
Who's that?
It's Detective Josh Byers.
And that's Detective Byers, who's seated here behind me to the left.
Yes, ma'am.
Your right. Did you initially begin work on this case back in June of 2017?
Yes.
And did you and Detective Byers assist other robbery homicide detectives on June 14th of 2017 in the service of simultaneous search warrants?
We did.
Okay. And on that date, were there multiple teams from Robbery Homicide Division who were tasked with various projects or things to do on that day when the defendant and Robert Baker were taken into custody?
Yes, there were.
Okay. And were you and your partner assigned to a particular task?
Yes.
And what was that?
We were assigned to serve a search warrant at Mr. Baker's apartment, his known residence.
And was that the residence on Independence?
Yes.
When you went to the location, do you recall approximately what time that was?
It was in the early afternoon.
And, Your Honor, I have, let's see, 1, 2, 4 pages of photographs. If they could be marked collectively, Your Honor, as People's 257.
These are photos generally of what, please?
They're photographs of the apartment on Independence, as well as of items recovered from that location.
So marked.
Actually, Your Honor, I take that back. 2 of the items have already been marked as People's 202 and 188, so there's only 2 photographs. If those 2 photographs could be marked as People's 257.
Very good.
Showing you what's been previously marked as People's 202, do you recognize what you see here?
Yes.
And is this the location you and your partner, Detective Byers, went to in order to serve a warrant on June 14, 2017?
Yes.
Looking at People's 188, 2 photographs. Again, is this the same apartment showing the entrance to the parking garage, and to the right, a photograph from inside the parking garage showing Baker's, or at least the front end of his Ford Expedition and a red Mustang?
Correct.
Showing you People's 257, there's a 10 in the left corner. Did you recover various items from the upstairs bedroom that was identified as Mr. Baker's?
We did.
And did you identify that as his bedroom based on indicia of ownership in that particular room?
We did.
Okay. Showing you what's marked in People's 257, the photograph to the left. Did you, when you served this warrant, were you accompanied by other individuals from the LAPD
Yes.
who assisted you in marking various items?
Yes, there were members of our Forensic Services Division field unit with us.
Individuals from the lab that placed placards and also took photographs?
Yes.
And was one of those items a Samsung S4 that has a number 2 placard next to it, along with various SD cards?
Yes.
Showing you the photograph to the right in People's 257 that has a 10 in the lower left corner. Is this a photograph of that Samsung S4 as well as a couple of SD cards?
It is.
Showing you People's 257 that has a 1 in the lower left corner. Does that appear to be a same or similar photo?
Yes.
And looking at the photograph to the right, what do we see here?
It's a passport that was located in that bedroom for Robert Louis Baker.
As well as other documentation belonging to Mr. Baker that we see underneath the passport itself?
Yes.
And that passport, the page that's depicted in this photograph, does it indicate the birth date, May 2nd of 1962, for Mr. Baker, as well as the date of issuance of the passport being in June, looks like June 6th of 2017.
Yes, I see June 8th. I see June
It's
8th.
May.
June 8th of 2017.
Thank you. Now, in June of last year, 2024, did you and your partner, Detective Byers, take over the case involving the defendant?
Yes, we assumed investigative responsibility for the murder of Fabio Sementilli.
And did that happen when Detective Mitzi Roberts retired?
Yes.
And prior to her retirement and after, did you have multiple conversations with her regarding her investigation?
Yes.
And did you speak with her specifically about an outstanding suspect that she had identified by the name of Christopher Austin?
We did.
Was there any information or evidence that you had in your possession at the time that you took over this case regarding the role that Mr. Austin played in the murder of Fabio Sementilli?
The information we received from Detective Roberts was that there was a strong indication based on evidence that she had recovered, indicating that he was the other suspect seen on what's been referred to as the jogger's video. And that as far as when he went into the home and the murder was carried out, we did not have information as to what his role was.
Would it be fair to say that you had no information that he was a direct participant in the murder?
At that time, we did not have any information to suggest he was a direct participant in the murder.
And did you and your partner begin investigating him with a fresh investigation?
Yes, we composed some search warrants for information in regards to flight information. We took a fresh look at Christopher Austin, his life, where he was now, the information we could glean from databases and information that we had available to us as we assumed the investigation.
Your Honor, I had 8 pages that appear at the top to contain information regarding Christopher Austin and purchase of tickets on Alaska Airlines. 7 pages, the 8th page being a document from the credit union, again reflecting the purchase of tickets on Alaska Airlines. May these documents collectively be marked, please, as People's 258.
They may.
Now, did you, you said drafted, you offered a search warrant for records relating to Alaska Airlines and any purchases by Christopher Austin?
Detective Byers did, yes.
Okay. And did you also obtain documentation from Mr. Austin's credit union account?
Yes.
Showing you the first page of People's 258. Can you describe what we are looking at here?
Yes, these are the records that were received from Alaska Airlines for Christopher Austin for a flight that originated on January 22nd of 2017.
And did this show a purchase for these tickets on January 13th?
Yes, Alaska posted the purchase on January 13th of 2017.
So they were purchased on the 12th and posted to his account on the 13th. Is that accurate?
In looking at the corresponding bank records, you could see the purchase was between the 12th and the 13th.
Showing you that last page, People's 258. You recognize what you see here?
Yes,
And what is this?
it's a page from Christopher Austin's bank statement.
Through a credit union one located in Anchorage, Alaska.
Yes.
And the area that's highlighted here on the date of January 12th, is this the ticket that corresponded to the documents I just showed you? And that would be for the Alaska Airlines ticket to LAX.
I believe so.
You need to look at them closer.
No.
Now, subsequent to receiving the information regarding the Alaska Airlines ticket, did you also run the individual Mr. Austin through various databases?
Yes.
And what, if anything, new did you find?
A citation was identified as having been issued to Mr. Austin, and the significance of the citation was that it was issued on the day of the murder in an area in proximity to Mr. Baker's apartment, and the time was noted at 45 minutes following the murder of Mr. Sementilli.
And was that a citation, a traffic citation, that Mr. Austin received while driving in the rented Nissan Versa that's been testified to in this case?
Yes.
At that point in time, once you were able to obtain this traffic ticket information relating to Mr. Austin driving the rented vehicle 45 minutes after the murder on January 23rd of 2017, did you and your partner begin to put into place a plan or an operation to arrest Mr. Austin?
Yes.
Can you tell us about that, please?
So we had made the determination that Christopher Austin was no longer living in Alaska and had relocated to the area of Vancouver, Washington. So being as that we are from California, we didn't have jurisdiction in Washington. So we reached out to our counterparts in Washington to make them aware of our investigation and the fact that we were seeking a probable cause arrest warrant for Mr. Austin, and asked for their assistance. In doing so, we also gathered a team of Robbery Homicide Division detectives to accompany us as we went up to Washington to effect the arrest.
Prior to the time that you and the team of detectives from LAPD Robbery Homicide detectives flew up to Vancouver, Washington, did you also have numerous conversations with Vancouver Police Department detectives in order to have them conduct some surveillance prior to your arrival?
We did. So in order to develop a pattern of life for Mr. Austin, a surreptitious camera was placed in his neighborhood so we could observe the happenings at his residence, the time that he left, any other occupants that were inside the location, and so we could make a determination as to a plan of action when effecting the arrest.
How many of the detectives from Robbery Homicide Division flew up to Vancouver, Washington with you?
So we had, along with myself and Detective Byers, 8 other detectives. I'm sorry, 8 other detectives, and our supervisor accompanied us as well.
Thanks. I'm going to show you what's been previously marked as Exhibit 252. Do you recognize what you see here?
Yes.
And what is this?
This is the database inquiry that revealed the existence of the citation issued to Mr. Austin.
On the date of January 23rd?
Correct. You can see in the top, next to the citation number, it says issue date, and it says 1/23/2017.
As well as the time, 17:45?
Correct.
And would that be 5:45 in the afternoon?
Yes.
And this was a traffic violation, correct?
Yes.
And below, do we also see the information regarding the vehicle he is driving, that being a gray Nissan with a specific license plate that's listed here in the document? Is that right?
Yes.
And does it also indicate that he was ticketed as he was going westbound on Van Owen and DeSoto in San Fernando Valley?
Correct.
Now, given that you and the other individuals from Robbery Homicide Division were flying up to Vancouver, Washington, did you and your partner assign, just as we saw on the date of the arrest of the defendant and Mr. Baker back in June of 2017, different roles to the various detectives that accompanied you?
We did.
Now, did you also, prior to your flight out to Vancouver, Washington, put into place a plan to conduct what's been referred to in this case as a Perkins operation?
Yes.
And what did you do in order to secure or to set that up?
So we have a team of detectives that handle all Perkins operations for the city of Los Angeles. Those 2 detectives, who are also assigned to Robbery Homicide Division, accompanied us to Vancouver, Washington. They set up the equipment necessary for the audio to be recorded inside the cell that was provided by the Vancouver Police Department. And they also made contact with the Perkins agent who was placed in the cell. I know we've heard testimony before about how that is done, but in effect, we placed the Perkins agent inside of a cell before Mr. Austin was brought into the station and placed inside the cell.
Now, did you make arrangements with the Vancouver Police Department in order to conduct such an operation using their jails?
Yes.
And when you and any other members of the LAPD go to another jurisdiction to conduct an operation such as this, do you have to do so in coordination with the procedures and policies of whatever jurisdiction you are entering?
Absolutely. We were operating outside of California where our peace officer powers are and in a different state, so therefore we requested their assistance. This is done commonly when cases cross state lines, and they assisted us with the obtaining of the necessary warrants and other logistical aspects, including the actual physical arrest, which had to be done by them.
Counsel, I hate to interrupt you, but we do have to do a matter outside the presence of the jury. So if I may, we're going to take our adjournment at this time as far as you're concerned until tomorrow at 9 a.m. The admission applies. Now discuss this case either among yourselves or with anyone else, or form or express any opinions, or the cause is finally submitted to you. If you're lucky, you'll miss the rain. Good luck. See you tomorrow.